Welcome to Motherhood. I'm Dr. Christina Hibbert, and as you know, I'm here to help you overcome, to become, and to flourish in this interesting and fun ride we call motherhood. And today we're going to have a fun show. I'm so excited for today's show. I've been wanting to do this one for a while. Finally found the right guest for it. And what we're going to be talking about today is mom style. You know what I'm talking about, moms. There is the mom style, and then there is us trying to not follow the mom style, to actually keep our style while, quote, being mom. And that's what we're going to focus on today. How do we do that when it's so busy as moms? We have so many other things pulling us away from caring about how we look. And how can we make that work for you? So stick with me here. We're going to introduce my guests in just a few minutes. But first, I want to welcome you to our show. If you're brand new to the show, welcome. And we're so grateful you're here joining us. We love to get together here each week on Motherhood to, as I like to say, choose to grow through motherhood instead of just going through it. Because it's a whole lot better to grow through it, and especially to get to do it together as we do each week here on Motherhood. I hope that you've also joined up with us on Facebook. We have our Growing Through Motherhood Facebook group that has been really fun. It's just kind of getting off its feet here, but it's a way for you to connect with other moms and other listeners, and for a place that we can all just kind of be real, talk about the things we talk about on the show, and really just be real. So check that out, look it up, ask to be added, and I will add you to our Growing Through Motherhood Facebook group. Also, I hope you'll join me online at my website at drchristinahibbert.com, where I have all kinds of resources and tools on all the things we talk about each week, as well as some free gifts and some links to other things like my books and my webinars and new fun things that I've got going on. So definitely check that out. Also, you can find me on social media pretty much everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, you name it, I'm there. Go find me and connect with me there so that we can stay in touch. I always love to know what you want to hear about on motherhood so that we can make sure to tailor this show to your needs as moms. Now, as I said, today's going to be a fun show. We're going to be talking about mom style. And I was thinking about this in my own life when I first became a mom. So I first became a mom when I was pretty young. I kind of am a youngin'. I started kindergarten early. I graduated high school when I was 17. I graduated college when I was 20. I got married right before I turned 21. And I was like, hey, I've graduated college. I'm good to go. I just want to be a mom. So I had my first baby when I was 21 years old. And looking back at the pictures of myself, I have to say I look a lot better now than I did then, because I think that in my mind I thought that, well, I'm a mom now. And of course, the big mistake where you cut your hair short right before you're going to have a baby or get married or something. And I'd cut my hair in this cute A-line bob a few months before my husband and I got married. And then I had short hair and I still had some of that baby weight, and I don't know, the outfits I chose. And let me tell you, the maternity choices were not great back then either. They've come a long way, but still, I look back and think I've always been one who has enjoyed fashion and has really, in fact, I have to admit, my very first major in college was fashion design. I had this great idea that I was going to go be a fashion designer, because in my head at night, I would fall asleep and I'd have pictures of cool fashions running through my head. And in high school, I have to say, my friends play this game called What's Christy Wearing? And so I tried to go on a streak for as long as I could, not wearing the same thing twice and trying to mix it up. And luckily I had a mom who was kind of cool with fashion, so I could borrow her stuff, and a sister that I could borrow her stuff. But, so that's always kind of how I was. And now I look at my pictures from when I was a new mom and I was like, what was I thinking? Did I think that because I was a mom, I was somehow like this frumpy old lady? I was 21, and it took me a while to kind of get out of that. At first to lose the baby weight. And I think I had postpartum depression and, to get normal again. And then finally to realize, oh, wait, I'm still really young and I still can have a style. Even if I were older, I still could have a style. I was also thinking about how my mom once told me, and I think she'd probably deny it now if I asked her, but she once said to me, wear your hair long as you can. When I cut it short, she was just really devastated. She's like, don't cut your hair short. Wear it long as you can. Because when you turn 40, you pretty much are going to have to cut it off like all the moms do. And, I think that's the old school way of thinking that when you hit a certain age, you've got to dress a certain way or cut your hair a certain way or wear the mom jeans or whatever. Well, I turned 40 last year, so I definitely am not following that advice from my mom anymore. And like I said, she'll probably deny it anyway. But it is tough, isn't it? It can be tough to keep our style when we've got so many things pulling us in different directions and so much we've got to do, and we're sleep deprived, and we're trying to just get a shower, let alone look cute for the day. And without trying to add any pressure, today's show is just going to show us some really great tools to help us make fashion fun and simple and help us find our own style as a mom and not just fall into that quote unquote mom style that I fell into very young and luckily got back out of. At least I think I got back out of. Hopefully others would say the same. Anyway, so let me go ahead and introduce our guest. We have the fabulous stylist here, Lindsey Shores. Lindsey, welcome to our show today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you. And I have to tell all our listeners, I actually found Lindsey through Instagram. She has a great Instagram account. You need to follow her. It's Lindsey with an Lindsey, right?
Yep.
Lindsey N. Shores, as in the shore of the ocean with an S. You can follow her on Instagram there. But and once I saw that, this is what she does, I thought, okay, good. I've got to have her come on the show and give us some tips. So Lindsey, we're excited to hear what you have to share with us today.
Well, I hope I can help.
I think you can. But first, let me tell the people a little bit more about you. So, Lindsey admits that she kind of has always had that fashion bug, even since she was a toddler. She always kind of had her own style, and she was probably made for this kind of work. That's how we all start off young in the field that we were made for. And she was no different. She was definitely exhibiting her own style at a young age. And she started working in her fashion career as a top fashion stylist. She's worked with the top fashion stylist Penny Lavelle in Los Angeles. She's also dressed celebrities for the red carpet, for the Emmys, Oscars, for editorials, for late night talk shows, and all kinds of other fun events. She has her bachelor's degree in public relations, and she currently works as a fashion stylist for personal clients, which we'll be talking about later, and as a costumer for film and music videos and television and commercials. She's also the founder of The Fitting, which is an organization that offers free transformations for women, which hopefully you'll share a little bit about that with us too. And she is a fashion guest writer for Forbes. Yes, Forbes magazine. Now, also, importantly to us as we are here on Motherhood, Lindsey is a brand new mom. Her baby's just 3 months old.
Brand new, indeed. Yep.
And she says she's doing well, which I'm glad to hear. It's rough those first months, that first year. Whew.
Definitely.
So she knows she's learning all about the mom style, but I can see her right now because we're Skyping through video and she looks awesome. I would never guess that she was
Thank you.
Mom of a 3-month-old right now. So anyway, all right. So that's Lindsey Shores. So again, you can find her on her website at Lindsey, again with it, DSEY shores.com, and on Instagram at Lindsey N. Shores. Right?
Mm-hmm, right.
Okie doke. Well, let's just get going here, Lindsey. First of all, let's talk about why mom style is such a challenge. I put that in quotes because that's a thing, isn't it? Kind of a term.
Yeah. No, really. Yeah. Well, I now being a new mom, I think it's definitely like the priorities in my life have just completely changed, including taking care of myself, which a lot of people I'm sure can relate. Mm-hmm. I do feel more selfish if I'm focusing on my own time. If I'm focusing on myself, if I'm even getting dressed in the morning, I'm like, I should be holding her. I should be reading to her. It's like a panic zone. And I know it's the new mom syndrome. But I don't care. That's the way I am right now. And I just have to kind of, wrangle that in and figure it out. But
that's right. I think, and I have to say that can continue, there's new mom and then there's like the older mom where you worry about all kinds of other different things.
Totally. Yeah. When she's walking around, I'm going to be freaking out. And I know there's so many different stages and challenges. Oh, yeah. But I think being a mom, the challenge of wanting to keep stylish is because all of your emotions, your everything, your love and everything is focused on someone else. And I think for me, I totally lived in sweats and leggings the first month. And I think that's totally okay. So that's something I do want to also accentuate is that don't feel like you have to be this bombshell when you're walking out of the hospital or whatever, because that's just a lot of intimidation and pressure.
Oh, I appreciate that advice right there.
Oh, yeah.
I think you got to kind of be where you are for whatever your life season is, right?
Totally, totally. And especially if you put on a lot of excess weight, you're not fitting into any of your clothes. I mean, don't be discouraged and try to fit into your skinny jeans right away. I mean, be I think it's very important to keep fit and healthy, and I'm all about that. But also, just don't be so hard on yourself because there's a lot of hormones and emotions going on, as I've learned.
Isn't that the truth?
Oh my gosh!
I
yeah.
have to tell you this funny story because when I had our fourth baby, and this was so we have 4 biological kids and 2 that are adopted, and we inherited our 2 kids right when I had my fourth baby when my sister and brother-in-law both died. Right, so here I am having my fourth baby a month after my sisters died and my brother-in-law had just died. And I am just, doing as well as I can be. I'm in the hospital and come home. And first of all, my husband didn't bring me flowers, which to this day, like, he will never live that down. But then my birthday was literally a week later. And what did he give me for my birthday? My old size 4 jeans. Like, he bought me new jeans.
Such a man thing. They just don't get that.
He did not get it.
They think they're trying to help, and it's just the worst. That's the worst idea he could have done.
He'll never live that down. No, he's a great guy otherwise, but oh my gosh, they have no clue. But what I really appreciate is you're starting off by saying, you know what, be where you are. Don't feel pressured by anything we're talking about today. This is really, it's up
only
to
to
you.
help. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, only to help. And I think you're so right. I think that I love the way you said that the reason why it's such a challenge is your whole focus is on taking care of another person as a mom. And I think that, I haven't thought about it that way, but that's true. When you really are taking care of someone else, that's why we don't take care of ourselves. And I would say taking care of the way we look, though it's not the most important thing in the world, it is part of self-care, and it is part of, making us feel
has a big impact on us. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So talk about that. What do you think is that impact for us? What kind of impact does having our own style and keeping that style as moms, can that have on us?
So being a mom or not, I mean, since I'm only a new one of 3 months, before the fact, was always taking care of myself as much as I could, not dressing to the nines. So when people know that I'm a fashion stylist, I think they have this expectation of like, oh my goodness, do you have to wear Prada all the time? It's like, no, I totally shop at H&M. I totally am a repeat offender, and I wear the same thing 3 times a week if I'm with different people. I mean, yeah, completely. I'm a normal human being. Like, it doesn't put me on any other sort of level of expectation of dressing. For me, fashion styling is all about expressing yourself, making sure that you feel very comfortable in your own skin. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily going right with the trends all the time because they might not be suited to your style. They might not be suited to your body. So wearing things like a little black dress, if you're a size 22 and that makes you feel insecure, don't wear that kind of stuff, Mm-hmm. I think it's always about expressing yourself, feeling very confident, and yeah, just making sure that you're taking care of yourself because it does a lot for your confidence throughout the day. So if you're not finding time for a shower, as a lot of us probably can relate, or not finding time to put cute outfits together or whatever it is, just try to find a minimal thing that's simple to put on lipstick before your husband comes home, like my mom always would say growing up, or brushing your hair really quick. Or like yesterday, I had my little girl watching me get ready, which she loves to be held. But I tried, I was distracting her and watch me brush my hair and watch me put on my makeup. And she loved it. I mean, it's just, you got to try to figure out what works and make sure that you're, I think, spending at least a little bit of time on yourself, looking in the mirror, and not in a narcissistic way, just making sure that you're looking respectable to yourself. I think it's very important.
Yeah, because then when you pass by the mirror the rest of the day, you're not going, oh, I look so hideous. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at me. I mean, it kind of perks you up, don't you think? Just to get a little bit ready for the day. I mean, I know as a psychologist, I recommend this to people who are struggling with depression and who are struggling with, energy and things, because it does help to just take care of yourself in that way. And you can see it physically. And that is that kind of confidence booster that maybe you're talking about.
Completely. And I do want to say again, I mean, I'm still in that somewhat sweat phase most of the week. And I mean, running around feeding her every 2 hours, and it takes an hour. So it's like I'm constantly just nursing. Yeah. And that's okay. I'm finally accepting that that's okay. So if there's times that I am just in sweats and a top, I make sure that my hair is in a decent top knot instead of thrown up. I mean, honestly, like these little factors can make a huge difference. And not feel like I'm a total disgrace when my husband comes home and I'm just like, I look so sloppy, and it's not just for him, it's for me. Yeah. And I think that's really important to remember.
Yeah, I think that's a great point point that it's not just about your clothes. We're going to talk about that. There are other ways to kind of make you feel like you're taking care of yourself. And to me, that's the message that we're giving, is not that we're trying to be so glamorous or sexy or look the best or whatever, but just that, hey, I'm taking care of myself. I actually did shower, or I actually did put on a little makeup, or put my hair in a cute pony, or put on my cute sweats or whatever, you know, where I'm comfy, but I'm cute. I mean, I'm with you. I'm back in the phase of, I'm a yoga pant girl. Like, I'm wearing yoga pants and stretch pants as much as possible when I'm at home, because I work from home most of the time. And a lot of times while I'm sitting here doing these videos and recordings and radio shows and even seeing clients through Skype, I'm dressed from here, from the top up and from the bottom down. I'm wearing yoga pants and slippers.
That's awesome. I love it. That's great.
You know, because why get dressed up too much if it's not comfortable to you, you know?
Totally. Yep.
So, okay, so this is good. So it can give us that confidence boost we need. It can give us energy for moms who are lacking energy. It really can just give you that little boost of, okay, well, I actually feel like if I had to run to the store, I'm dressed enough to, you know, look good or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, feel a little bit